Well, hello. My name is Nicole Cathers with Glam Free Events, and today I'm coming to you as a hair and makeup transformation specialist to talk to you about some myths about extensions and how you can care for your extensions and how you can have, you know, hair that feels like your usual self. So, I'm going to bust some myths and tell you a little bit about what you can expect when it comes to upkeep, what styles you can achieve depending on what extensions you're wearing, and what I have available. So, with that being said, the extensions that I primarily use is through Hotheads. That's what I was certified under. I also have some other organizations I go through for more specialty options like a deep wave or a curly extension. These are the Hotheads extensions. This is obviously my natural hair here and my natural hair under here, but these are the extensions. And so I'm going to back out so you could see a little bit better. So, with that being said, I wanted to share with you that there are some misconceptions. A lot of people think you cannot wear your hair in a natural wave like this. This is definitely doable. So, I wanted to share with you some of the ways, or what some of the ways that I actually utilize or things that I do stylistic wise that you can do. Um, so first of all, this is my natural wave between my natural wave and the extension wave. So you can scrunch and you will still be able to use like a concentrator nozzle or a diffuser on the hair for curly wavy hair, serums, leave-in conditioners, and curl creams and things of that nature to create a look like this. I did get it to go down a little bit with some serum because my hair does tend to be a little bit more frizzy, wavy, and voluminous. So I wanted to soften it out so it was all nice and even. So I did that and I really have enjoyed that today. So this is day one of this. I also sometimes will dampen my hair a little bit with some styling aids and braid my hair overnight. Um, and wearing your hair in a braid is really good. Then I take it out the next day, shake it out, do a little serum and texturizing spray, and I have a whole new look. The other thing, and it's a low braid that I started at like the nape of my neck. Another thing that you can do is wear your hair in a low ponytail to sleep as well, or wear a bonnet or do a silk pillowcase or all of the above, whatever you feel works best for you. So you're not really changing much of your sleeping. You are brushing your hair twice a day. The other way you could wear your hair is straight. Now, I will say this with these extensions, these are more geared to wavy, full, and or you can straighten these. There are extensions that are on the curlier side and wavier side that you can actually still flat iron and all that, but it will obviously mess with the pattern of the hair if you're wanting to keep it on the natural side. So if you are curly haired, or have textured hair, I do have extensions for you. I prefer for my curly girls that I use the the weft or the sew-in method for that. With the sew-in method, it is the most durable. Obviously, I can pull on my hair, I can pull it up and put it in a bun. I can wear it half up, half down. I can do, the top of my head cute. There's a lot more things that I can do. This would also just want to let you know that there are other options as well. So I'd say the sew-ins are the most durable as far as like what you can do. Um, you can play sports and do all that kind of stuff. Swimming, I don't necessarily recommend, but if you do swim, there are some products that you'll need to use to maintain everything. I do wear my hair up quite a bit. You can do it on the top of the head bun, a lot of different things. So that's just the sew-in. Now there's also other methods that I find to be really amazing too. The Caraflex, which is the individual K-tip or fusion extension that fuses to the hair, and that lasts about 3 to 5 months. The upkeep for sew-ins, depending on how quickly your hair grows, is about every 6 to 8 weeks. So is the tape-ins. The tape-ins are about every 6 to 8 weeks. The Caraflex are probably the lightest weight, but the biggest initial investment. They are low maintenance. They last anywhere from 3 to 5 months. I found that the retention rate can be a little bit more difficult for people that are wanting to wear their hair up a lot. And specifically, if you have ultra fine hair, I wouldn't, I would recommend that you don't do color with it. So I will tell you this, if you do any of these extensions, you can color them, you can cut them, you can shampoo them and all that, but you cannot air dry them. None of the extensions that you have, I would recommend doing any air drying. You can air dry it most of the way, but you need to blow dry it at some point. So like up to 80% you can air dry, then you need to go back and blow dry. Do not sleep with these wet. There can be a funk. So some people say, oh, well, is it more damaging if they are properly taken care of? If you are shampooing properly, meaning, pulling up the section and shampooing each section, shampooing with your fingers apart in between everything, and using a good moisturizing shampoo, conditioner, serum, leave-in conditioner, deep conditioner specific to the extensions and or hair type that are installed, as well as brushing twice a day, you're fine. If you're not coming to your regular maintenance appointments, or you're not taking very good care of your hair, you're not tying it in a low ponytail, wearing a bonnet, or braiding it every night, and you're not brushing it before bed, or if you wash your hair a ton, please keep in mind that there's going to be more wear and tear on your hair. Now, if you're wearing the sew-ins, any of the sew-in method, the beaded row, any of that kind of stuff, if it is a blonde extension like mine, I've been told that they last about 6 months. If they're hand tied, they're not as durable. I have a machine weft. I find that you get a lot more bang for your buck as far as product goes. And with hand tied, I cannot cut them, so I actually have to sew them together. So your install time is actually a lot longer. Those are good though, because if you have super fine hair and you need something lightweight because your hair cannot hold a heavy any of the extensions being a little bit heavier, then of course a hand tied or a Caraflex could be ideal. However, I will tell you this, if you have ultra fragile hair, I do not recommend coloring your own personal hair on the same day. Actually, some of the extension methods I do, you cannot color on the same day. So most people, what they'll do is I'll have them come in, we'll color their hair, and we'll color the extensions. They'll prepay for the extensions as well as pay for the color. And then either the next day or the next week, whatever works best for them and what we're doing. Normally I'll even do a consultation and then tone the extensions in advance before putting them in the head, maybe a day or two before prepare the extensions. So if that's the case, if I'm preparing the extensions, normally I'm going to color them before an appointment. And as far as your hair goes, normally I'm coloring your hair a few days prior to me actually putting the extensions in, or even the week before. So those are really important. I also believe extensions are really good for people that are trying to fill in their hair, have hair loss, maybe their hair's not as thick as they wanted it to be, maybe they're trying to correct a haircut, or they don't want to wait for their hair to grow out from said haircut. That would be a great time. Maybe you have curly hair, but you've lost a lot of hair, or maybe you, like I said, need a haircut revision, or you put a little bit too much layering into your hair and it's thinned it out on the bottom. That would be a really great opportunity for you to be able to do that. I just wanted to list some of the things. So some of the people that come to see me are women with aging hair. My ideal clients are typically, I do have women in their 20s, but I will say on average, my ideal clients are between the ages of 35 and 55. um, looking for a change. Maybe they want color or highlights, or they want some brightness or even some fun colors in their hair, but they don't want to damage their hair or have anything permanent. They'll probably opt for a service. Maybe they had COVID hair, maybe they had gastric bypass, maybe they had drastic weight loss, maybe they had medication that made them lose a lot of hair. They may opt for an extensions method, a hair piece that they could be fitted with, that can be removable, or any of the above, or a combination of any of the extensions I mentioned. Maybe they need some thickness in their hairline, so maybe they need the Caraflex and a hair piece, or just the Caraflex. To be honest, it is all it is all based on what your wants, needs, desires are. Some people want length, some people want length and thickness, some people just don't have hair that is growing. Maybe they chemically have just maybe chemically or heat styled it too much and it's just very fragile. This is an opportunity for women to really have the hair they want and desire. So I love this because there are really unlimited options as to what we can do within reason. And I say within reason because there's some things maybe I wouldn't recommend, some things that we may try that we can adjust. So things to expect from me personally that sets me apart as an extensions artist and hair transformation specialist. Keep in mind, I also have makeup as an option as well. So as a hair transformation specialist, you'll get a couple of things. You'll get a private environment. I like to keep complete anonymity with my clients other than showing pictures. Obviously, I'm not going to post pictures if you're not comfortable with me taking pictures of your hair, then I won't. Typically, your face is not in those pictures. So that's really good. Things that you get from me is you will get a care kit and full coaching. You will have a 2 week kind of period. So say if you get the extensions and you're like, hey, this bead is uncomfortable, it wasn't comfortable, it was perfectly fine, but as I've been washing my hair or doing things, some of the extensions you installed in these specific areas may be bothering me, or maybe you're thinking, oh, it's too thick hair, it's too long, or whatever. I give you a 2 week adjustment grace period where you can come in and say, hey, I don't know how to style this, or hey, I'm not liking the overall tone of my hair. Can we reglaze my hair? Maybe it's just a weird situation where you don't know how to style your hair, or you decide, I really liked it the way you styled it, but I can't style it that way. Or you're like, can you adjust it? Can you just cut some more layers around my face? Whatever it may be, you have a 2 week grace period. So I think that is super important because not all stylists and transformational specialists, when it comes to extensions, will do that. A lot of the time they will charge you for additional things. So I like to give at least a 2 week grace period. So if you're uncomfortable, something's not feeling right, maybe you decided you needed me to adjust a bead, then I can. Now, obviously, if I'm adding extensions and I need to order more hair and you decide you want more hair than what you currently have in your head, and you have not paid for that additional hair to be added, you will need to pay for that for your service. I'm talking about just adjusting what you've already paid for within your first 2 weeks. So say if you had a few pieces fall out, God forbid that was to happen, you have an issue with retention within your first 2 weeks, I would ask you to bring those extensions in, and obviously I would replace or adjust those for you within the first 2 week period. Now, I would also, alongside that, go over how to care for your extensions. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the do's and don'ts with extensions. Number one, you already heard it, brushing your hair twice a day, morning and at night. You can get knotted under here, under your neck, or in between your extensions. You want to pick up the areas section by section, clip it up, brush it, and do that. Obviously, proper care for sleeping is brushing it, then putting it in a low ponytail, a bonnet, or braiding it every single night. You will need to do that. Applying serum on the mids to ends, keeping the hair healthy and hydrated is really important. So I'm going to be expecting you to use a deep conditioner and serum. Those are going to come with your care package, as well as a brush or whatever things that you don't already have. Within reason, I will put something together with you that you'll get in your at your initial install. This is something complimentary that I do that comes with all of my installs for the initial time that you book with me. So I think that's super important, because a lot of stylists do not give the 2-week grace period without having you pay for it, pay for any minor adjustments. And they usually do not give you a at-home care kit. That is something that I do, because it is super important to me that you have quality, long-lasting, wearable, and good-looking extensions. So that's something that I also do. I also recommend alongside that, using a good hydrating shampoo and conditioner. Your extension hair is less likely to get oily. It is more likely to get on the drier side, especially because it is color treated most of the time, by time before it gets to me. And then when I install in people's hair, sometimes it is color treated a second time with like a toner or a color. So like a color glaze. So I just always recommend to people that they really take good care of it. A deep conditioner, a serum, brushing consistently and getting any gnats out, making sure you shampoo really well at the scalp, and deep cleanse, shampoo twice, and do a really good deep conditioner, serum, and leave-in conditioner in the hair every time you blow dry style it. That you don't sleep with it wet. That specific to the extension install type, that you follow those specific care. So some people can't do a tight ponytail. You can do a tighter ponytail with the sew-ins, but you may not be able to do that with Caraflex or tape-ins. So just really being mindful. Also, that you will not most likely be able to do color on the same day. If your hair is fragile, ultra damaged, or in any kind of poor shape, for me to be able to do any kind of color services on the same day, because it does weaken your hair a little bit. So most likely I will be doing that separately. But I can do it together if your hair is in good enough condition when I receive you, right, and do your consultation. And or if you're doing like a sew-in or a specific method that allows me to color the same day, that does not affect your bonding. So that's another thing that I truly believe is super important that you guys should know about. Alongside that, what also sets me apart is I have plenty of other platforms. If you're seeing this on my subscription channel, then great, that is awesome. If you're not and you're receiving this video as extra support for your extensions, that is wonderful. You can wear your hair a numerous amount of ways: straight, blown out, in a ponytail, in a bun, in an updo, half up, half down. There's so many ways. It will look a little different stylistically depending on your hair density and how your extensions are installed and what is specifically asked for, as well as, how thick or thin your hair is. And all of those things can matter. So I hope you find this helpful. And if there's any other misconceptions or things, some people say, well, I have curly hair, I can't wear extensions. Actually, you can. I have an additional supplier. Some people say, well, I can't wear fun colored hair. Yes, you can. I can color your extensions. Some people are like, well, isn't it obvious? No, not necessarily. Some people use the extensions to create thickness and fullness, not always length, or to correct a haircut or add some more, just add more hair to the areas that are sparse. So it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be obvious. This can be good for a lot of different groups of people, which was discussed. So anywho, if you have any questions at all, or you are like, wow, I really think I want to get extensions, let's do a consultation. You can book at for events.com, where you'll be able to find out that you can get, scheduled and taken care of, and find out like what's ideal for you. Maybe we discuss what you're looking to do with your extensions. Now, I will say this, if you are swimming either in salt water, lake water, or um, pool water may turn your extensions green. Some sunscreens may turn, and harsh mineral chemicals in well water even may turn your hair peach or orange as well. So if you're in chlorine, or you're in high chemical water, or you are in contact with sunscreen, there is a possibility that that may get in your hair and stain your hair. And I will tell you this, purple shampoo is also another big no-no. I highly recommend not using purple shampoos or conditioners unless your hair is such a color to where it's okay to use it. But most likely you're going to be spotty and you're going to be unhappy. And I'll have to do a demineralization treatment plan. And sometimes that means I have to completely take your extensions out. Sometimes you may not be able to salvage them. And so there's no guarantees I'll be able to take that out. But regardless, if you decide if you decide that you need to demineralize or detox your extensions, it is an additional cost, and it does not guarantee that I will be able to revive them, depending on what you did, how you treated them, how many times you went in chlorine, how many times you went in water, or it exposed your hair to chemicals that like sunscreens that could stain your hair. So just fair warning, if you have blonde extensions, that can happen. And the blonde extensions do tend to be not as durable for a longer period of time. Some people can wear their extensions year and a half. I don't recommend going past 6 months to a year, depending on what kind of extensions. And I will say this, the hand-tied extensions last about 6 months. The tape-ins last about 3 applications. The Caraflex lasts 3 to 5 months. They're a one-time use from the time that they're bonded. So all extensions have a different option. Um depending how often you wear it and how you treat it, the hair pieces like the bang over, the over the top, and the halo that goes like this and simulates hair kind of similar to what I have, those all depend on how well you take care of them. Most of the time people do not wash them. They're using low heat with water and heat tools. They're using lower heat. So not above like about 310, 330, and they're wearing or making sure they're using deep conditioner, and they're making sure they're using heat protection. So anywho, I know it's a lot of stuff. If you have any questions, consultations are great, phone calls, all that good stuff. Like I said, you can book me at glamforevents.com, and I hope that you enjoyed this video.